Well, all right, guys, here I am back at you again in the garage, coming at you live here with a little tutorial on how to make a cat ramp, right? A ramp for the cats, as it were, right? Out of some old scrap wood you got lying around, right? Anyway, without further ado, let's get her going. We'll get down onto the old thing there and we'll get building. I literally don't have a plan here, guys. I'm just going with it, so you better get going with it too, I guess. I don't know. So the first thing you're going to want to do is eyeball your stuff here. I know that the height of the ramp that we've got to be going to is like 27 inches ish, and so we're going to be wanting a little flat part on the top for the cat to be able to go and kind of step on there. This is for the mom's cats, right? Because they're elderly and they're not really liking their stairs anymore or something. Anyway, I'm gonna go with a foot on the top here. So just I've measured it out. I'm just gonna give her a little nick there. I'm gonna try to make two halves from the same piece of wood, right? So then from that measurement, we're gonna wanna figure out the angle that we're gonna wanna be dangling at. I don't really know. Okay, so this is my angle I decided to go with. It's about a foot there, measured out. And then we measured it out a foot on this side over here. And then that angle you see is going to be going on either side. Then there'll be a little bit top on the stop or something, or maybe nothing. Anyway, let's get to it. Basically, to give you the rundown, we got this guy here. No, there. We got that guy over there. And he's lined up exactly this distance on both sides to line up with that line there, which is conveniently where the saw is. They're clamped down and held right in the right spot. Still going. In theory, it should be going straight across, right? But I mean, in the history books or whatever that aren't recorded, but they're in the brain recorded, it hasn't turned out that way. But we'll see if it does. We'll see if history repeats itself or changes itself, or maybe it helps itself to something in the fridge. I'm not sure. Yeah, so let's get to her. Let's get launching and hope for the best. We got the seeing protection on. We got the hearing protection on. That's important to protect the sensors. So historically, it's not been a case of whether or not it's going to work. It's been a case of like how badly I'm going to get hurt or not get hurt. Let's see. Off to a bad start. Already deviating from the line. All right, guys, so that didn't go too badly, right? Obviously, like I said, it's not going to be perfect because, I mean, we're doing it, right? So there's a little bit of miscalculation there of some kind. Not really sure exactly what happened, but I also don't really care that much, guys. Hopefully it's not too long, right? But only time will tell. Just trimming off the edge there. Not without the hearing glasses, though. So we're at it again here. Now we're cutting the ramp that's gonna sit on this part, if you can see it, the diagonal. Diagnosis. We aligned her up already. We're just gonna hit it. Is this a good idea, guys? I don't know. That's not ruined at all right there, guys. That's all good. Don't worry about that. Okay, so this piece is gonna be going on this part here. So before we get any further, we should probably check that and make sure it's good. And then we're gonna make this other piece here. And then we gotta make the back piece as well. Maybe that should be the back piece. It's probably closer to the height it needs to be already. All right, this is gonna get loud. Gotta have your pusher and gotta cut on the side that you said, cut this side. Here we go. So I've measured this to be 27 inches. Why? Because this is 27 inches and it's gonna be the back of this. And then so I got this rig measured out to the length of this guy, which is 11.25 inches. Why am I measuring in inches? This is Canada. We don't have inches here. We don't really have imperial here, except if you're talking like tire pressure, then it's pissy. All right, we're going at it again. See, that side sucks though. So I don't really want to cut off that side. I want to cut off this side, but I don't really want to. How do you make it go without making it go, you know? What are you even saying, bud? How do you cut a straight line if you don't already have a straight edge? That's the question. Is it even possible? I don't know. Probably not. How did we get straight lines to begin with? I'm not even sure. Probably overthinking this too much, guys. So I got it set up again. Let's get it. Just like looking at texts that are coming in. Just kidding. Gonna sand this down flush. I'm gonna try to hit it with the sander. We'll see how that works. It's probably not gonna work great, but so it's been a little bit here. Sanded her down. Smooth. It's not supposed to look pretty, all right? Just frig off. What the plan is to have these, but show them. Have them sit on the edge like that. Then the other board can sit on the top. That way we keep them as light as possible, right? So it doesn't have to be, you know, I don't know, guys. You'll see what I mean. Maybe, or you won't. I don't know. So what I'm gonna try to do now is I'm gonna try to put some glue on here. Maybe I'll mark it, guys. It's gonna be the inside, so maybe I'll do this. Obviously, you see I got the airstrike out. Beep. Gonna blast her, right? Just give her. Take this wood glue, move that, I'm just gonna put a little bit of this on there and hope for the best. Oh man, the lid's all stuck. I think I broke it. So I'm just gonna put a very small amount in the middle. Not really sure why I'm doing that actually, but I'm doing it, all right? So, okay, preferably before that dries. Put this guy down. Go the other way, bud. And obviously, as you can see there, we've squished quite a bit out, so we probably used too much. So my plan here is going to be to shoot this into the back end of this to hold it in place. Maybe I should just screw into it now. I don't know. And the reason why I'm doing it upside down and not right side up is no reason at all, guys. So it's come around. Looking all right, guys, right? So basically I just did exactly what I was telling you, which is glue and clamp, and freaking hard to use this. Bolt it to the other guy and then have some cross braces and whatnot, and it's gonna be looking all right, guys. I mean, we think it's gonna be looking all right. It could be sucking, I don't know. Figure it out later. Anyway, so I decided I'm gonna start with the back here. I'm not really sure why, but it's just gonna happen here, guys. Hit that guy like that, probably. Gonna clamp her. Might have to sand her down. Okay, so the reason why I put it on this little edge here is so that it would be lined up on its own, right? Trying to think of like all different ways to get her to stay where I wanted her, but this is probably the best, is just make her lay flat, right? And all I'm gonna do is just hammer it with one of these because this is fun to use. Oh, damn it, I was gonna put glue on there. It's too late. And now what are we gonna do, guys? We're gonna hit it with some screws. I'd say 3 ought to do her, probably. Yeah, it's coming together. Oh, the cuts aren't straight as one might have guessed. Just gotta work with what I was given here. But let's not forget, we gotta get her glued. Made a mess. I do the top one there. She's bowed pretty good. We got that part. Now we're gonna get this part going. A couple more screw diggities in there. So now I'm just putting in this little bottom rig here. I decided I wanted to have some supports down here because, well, it just looked good, all right? And your neighbor's moving in out there. Probably second guessing their decision at this point. Nails sticking out, thanks a lot. Definitely should have put that on the bottom. Sad, bruh, sad. Starting to look pretty stirred. Why did I put that there? All right, so we're back and it's the second day here of operations or whatever it's called. Basically the same spot we were at pretty much. That thing's looking pretty crooked, eh? I don't know if I showed you, but I put in some cross support maneuvers. Why didn't you just put a straight one right along all the way down? I would have made it easy. Yeah, okay. All right, we're back, and as you might have seen on the old GoPro up there, it didn't go well, guys. It was all over the place, right? It was all messed up. Looking down here, what's this, right? Buddy had this so crooked that this was bowing out, so I just sawed her, right? Looking a little bit better, I think. That's the bottom, guys. Who cares, right? And then this is gonna be carpeted, so that'll be fine. So the next step I'm gonna do is we're gonna hit this guy up. We didn't have this quite lined up, so we're just gonna shave that off and then put the carpet on. Yeah, that's the other thing. I got this carpet going. Oh yeah, and I picked up a couple of these. You always got to have these on any project. You don't know what the floor is going to be like, and you don't want to have a rickety ass thing looking like you don't even care, right? Even though it's a project made out of scrap wood down there for your mom that she said she doesn't even really care about what color it is or whatever, even though you spent like half an hour in a Home Depot there with the wife trying to figure out what kind of veneer you're going to put on it so you can stain it. Just paint her, bud. That's what we did. All right, guys. So I'm going to show you, instead of what I said before, I'm going to show you what I did this time. I mean, what I said before, what I mean this time. I mean, instead of what I said before, just listen to what I'm saying this time. So I know I was gonna do that other thing first, but I'm gonna do this first. I'm gonna show you how to install these felt base adjustables. So first thing you wanna do is just go get this thing, then read the back, because you don't understand what you're supposed to do. Drill an 1132, okay, that's an 1132. And drill it an inch deep into the center of each leg, is what it says. You're gonna wanna go as deep as the threaded part. Okay, so we'll do an inch. What's an inch? You wanna make sure you're level-ish. Oh, you know what? When in doubt, make a messier workspace. You gotta go that length, right? So why don't we just do that? Jam that in there. It's not quite there. A little bit further, guys. Okay, that'll do. Do this one the same way down here. That's not even trying to be straight. It's just crooked as hell. And I ran into another nail. Anyway, so the next place I'm gonna put them is on this guy. Watching out for the screws, because obviously I didn't plan to do these legs ahead of time. Okay, so once you do that, then the next step, you just get these guys. The other thing that come in the kit. And you just bang them in. And then as you can see, once you've banged it in, you can thread the bastards, but not if your hole's crooked and mangled, right? That I thought was gonna be dickered. Anyway, once you do that, then you do this. And you got your foam little Steadleys in there. And then you'd be able to adjust it, right? You got some wood filler going. But just film things properly. It's hard to film with the phone. Man, that's just a hot mess right there, eh? So what's up now is we're gonna do this guy. The angle that I'm gonna dangle with on this, bud, stop. Is I'm gonna just put on a corner of it with the staple gun, and then I'm gonna staple it all the way down, and then I'm gonna cut it, guys. Got this one from the Canadian Tire, from the old crappy tire. Gotta go sideways because then it'll be more grippy for the little guy. We'll let that angle dangle down there. I don't know, guys. Okay, so I'm just lining it up at the, so I'm just gonna line up this bottom part. I'm man, what's happening? I think I'm gonna let it overhang a bit, so then I can kind of curve it down and staple it in the end there. But anyway, first off, I don't know if this is really working right. Watching a motherfucking voobal bring out the clamps that he keeps putting away. All right, try to fall down now. Don't, not even in the right position, guys. Or should I start at the top? I don't know. Brutal, guys. Man. So I've settled on not doing one every 10 centimeters, but we're doing one every 12. Damn, another one. Anyway, this is just getting sad, so I'm just gonna finish the rest. Okay, so I had an idea. Yes, it did hurt. So as I was stapling this along here, I was just realizing, I'm like, that's looking not great. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I wonder how I can make that look better. And then it dawned on me. I'm gonna glue her on. And you might ask yourself, why did you staple all the way up it then? The answer to that is when life gives you lemons, you just drink the lemons. First, because I stapled it, I'm gonna cut it to the right length and then I'll peel it up and I'll glue it down. I was gonna use some wood glue on her to glue the carpet, but I decided it might not be a great idea for whatever reason, right? So if I were to do this again, I would just staple the bottom, line it up to the top and do like 1 or 2 and then just cut it all the way down, eh? Don't waste 200 staples. Trying to staple it in and making it unsightly, right? Okay, got some P&L Premium construction glue. Gonna slap it on there. I vacuumed this whole thing, so then I'm gonna roll it. I hope this works. It might be just a mess. So far, not that great. Okay, so it is unsightly. That is true. Oh, I gotta do the top. I don't know if it's just my gun is like shitty here or what, but this sucks. So maybe I'll take a piece of wood, guys. From what you guys can tell, is this bad? Because I can't really tell yet. Oh no, it's really hard on the hand. I'm going right to the edges. I don't know if that's the right thing. Could have done a time lapse for this, bud. What are you making this for again? For just a little cat? Why are you putting on so much glue? There's no kill like overkill, am I right? Too many things going on. It's actually not looking half bad, guys. I'm just gonna clean off this side glue before it becomes a Mondo issue. As far as I remember, this shit is majorly sucking to get off of stuff if it hardens. Best to avoid such scenarios. Get your dandy roller. Give her hell, guys. I mean, if I had to give you some advice, I would say don't wear nice clothes doing this. Obviously, I don't have to worry because I don't own any, but that's looking pretty good. So I'm just going to clean up the rest of the glue and finish up the top here because there's a whole section here that I neglected doing. So I got her all glued down. Look at that. So much better than the staples, guys. Basically, what we're going to do now is I'm going to flip this guy over onto his head and leave him right there because I got to park the truck in here. Hopefully, this doesn't get stuck to the floor and the wood doesn't get stuck to this. Hopefully. What's going on? It's been a couple of days now and let this guy dry on there and it's looking good now, guys. Look at that. It actually smells like constriction adhesive, right? And that's not that great. I just did some sand in there to smooth her out, right? Give her a nice little finish kind of maneuver. Then I obviously went over it with a brush, but it didn't seem to do anything. All right, take 2. Way to go. Stupid thing said it had a right timeout, whatever that means. You got the wrong end of the timeout if he's not careful, right? Okay, so basically what I just finished saying is we got these little doodads there, and they're gonna serve as like a little baseboard kind of thing running up the side, gonna look good like that, right? And this guy. Of course, this project goes from being a make it out of scrap wood thing to make it awesome because it's your mom, right? Love you, mom. Oh, geez, what's happened? I think I'm gonna start with this length, then I'm gonna do that length, and then I'll do this one because this is gonna have a funky angle that I'm not gonna be able to handle very well. What are you talking about, bud? You're great. I've watched all your videos. Oh, thanks. Having a little trouble getting this going here, guys. Basically, the problem I'm running into is this guy, right? Like, oh, look at all those crack like maneuvers on there and whatever. That and that the cuts aren't straight. I tried using this guy, it didn't work. And then I tried using the miter block here, and that didn't work because you need skills for that. All right, guys, a little update on the test of the maneuver. So just pay no never mind to this stuff. That obviously probably came with it or something. Probably the guy before me did that. Anyway, look at that. Pretty good miter cut. So I ain't saying that this is the right way, and I also ain't saying it's the wrong way. But it is a way, that's for certain. So get your trusty, rusty Ryobi. You also want to get your maneuver that you're going to put on. Dude, stop calling everything a maneuver. How are they going to know what you're talking about? This is the thing I'm talking about. I mean, as with everything I do, guys, it doesn't quite fit, but we'll just fill it in, guys. We'll fill it in with wood filler. So what you're going to want to do is get your, not a sponsor, just the only wood glue that they had on sale at Lowe's. The cap's off and I'm doing this. You're going to want to put it in the position where you're going to want it. Nice vocabulary, bud. I wish this other one wasn't so dickered. So I'm just going to mark it here and I'm going to mark it there. And that's just to know where to put it and where the wood glue got to be. No, I didn't see that coming. It's all over the floor. And you want to put a little on this guy. I'm going to actually put a lot on this guy. Maybe just put a little on this guy too. And that's just so that they stick together because it's glue. I'm going to slap on a bead of it. And then you want to line it up where you want it. And of course, some wood glue is going to spill out of there. What did you think was going to happen? And then you're going to want to blast it into place, guys. And then hit this guy with another one. How many is he gonna put in there? That's how you put on one of those and get them stuck together. I'm gonna wipe that glue off. Obviously cut off the nails that I managed to jam through the thing. I'm gonna continue on with the ramp maneuver and I'll get back at you. All right, guys, so at the end of a long day there, never mind about that, it didn't line up, I'll paint over it. I just had to sand it down there. Kinda looks all right, except for that part. And yeah, that wasn't me either. Who knows what that was? Whenever you gotta cut an angle that's weird and you don't know the angle, such as this angle here, I don't know what that is and I don't honestly really care what it is. What you wanna do is just overlay your thing over top of it and then you're gonna be drawing a straight line, right? You want to use one of your stiffen straights here and just slap it on and do that straight line as if it's going there because then it is going to be going there, right? And then just make sure the rest of your dangle there is pretty straight. You're going to want to get one of these guys. Oh wait, what's that called? I think it's called a miter saw. And then you're going to be wanting to cut that in a straight line with this guy because he's already conveniently straight, right? Unlike you, right, bud? Woo! Got him. So the way that I do it is I'm not this handed though. Let's go the other way. Gets it all set up just to flip it around, eh? Okay, so you're going to want to set up on your line. Here's the line. And the way I do it is I just do a little notch on the front end. I just follow the flat maneuver here. And then you don't want to go too quick on her because it'll cause sadness, right? Also, you probably want to do it on a piece of wood so you're not wrecking your thing here. Taking forever. And just like that, guys, it's not looking too bad, right? Now watch, it's not even gonna line up, eh? That's pretty good. But like on the other side, I'm gonna kind of make the edge go down a bit. And then on this end, I'm obviously gonna miter it as well. But yeah, just wanted to give you a little bit of how I do it. I don't know if it's how the pros do it. Also, I don't know if the pros would forget a part of the carpet glued and then try to use wood glue and a bunch of clamps to hold it on. It's an offcut, right? It's probably stuck to it now. What can you do? It's looking pretty good. Better than just button up. So what are we doing? We're gonna do this. Just make a little marky poo. What for? Who knows? Stop speaking in cryptics. So I'm just gonna slap on a bead of the old wood sticker. It's like, why is that coming out of there so difficult? Like, maybe it's because you left it out all winter, bud. So we're gonna wanna slap the one end in, get it lined up. Let's have her sitting flush, right? There we go. So I'm just gonna put one in and then go down to this end. Oh, that's not good. Look at what happened. You know what probably caused that, right? Bud, yes, do some stuff and quit frigging up, okay? Is this gonna come off? No, but you managed to dent her, bud. Wrecked her. God, it looks like a 4-year-old made this. Yes. Let's try it again. That was close. I think that looks all right. Cut off those guys. Clean up some of the wood glue nasties, right? So that's as far as we got today. Let's just show them what you're talking about, bud. We got the backs on there, right? Cut this one a little bit thinner with the tabolsa so that it's the same, at least it looks the same width as that, right? Once it gets filled in, because we got to fill all this stuff in with wood filler and obviously these frigged up miters right there. Whoever frigged those up, who knows? I think we're gonna leave these white actually. Like we're gonna paint them white obviously because it's just primed. Probably do this like a kind of a burgundy, almost like this, right? Oh, just wearing the same shirt for 2 days. Come on, bud. All right, guys. Been a little while here, but we're back at it again with the white Vans. They're not white, bud. They're not even Vans, bud. But yeah, we're back at it and got a couple additions to show you here. Is that light on? I think it is. Is that going? Okay. So basically I decided I wanted to do this guy, right? Get that little center support going there. That's looking pretty good. I got it all cut up nice there, right? Like wee, wee, wee. Look at that. Like a wee, wee. Never mind that. Wee, wee. Vacuumed it all off, cleaned it up, right? Finished up the back trim here. Got that guy going right there. That's looking all right. Got these guys going here too. That's looking all right. Filled her all with wood filler there and made sure to sand her right back down as soon as I had it all filled up, except right there, right? That's okay. We don't need to zoom in on that, but we're going to do it anyway, right? What we're on to now, as you might have guessed, with the Pinterest tape there, I'm going to get to painting. I'm going to use drywall sealer because that's all I got, but I mean, you could use whatever. All right. You can see there, this stuff's going, right? This is looking all right. We think it's doing all right. We think it's doing okay. Get in the light, bud, so they can see you. Come on back down in a little bit. See how she's doing. Mom would be proud. She's gonna be proud. Look at that she right there. Look at that shabuti right there. Look at that shabao. Neighbors like, oh man. Yeah, we got new neighbors now, right? They're not even gonna be the same originals. It's not gonna be the OG neighbors. They're gonna be annoyed by me screaming in the garage. They're gonna be some other neighbors, right? But at least we got some insulation right there on that wall or something. Maybe, I don't remember. Yeah, I think it's that. Go check out that video if you want to not really add any value to your life at all, right? Can't be held accountable for if there's some comedy that happens. Dude, just shut up and get going. Is this thing still on? Well, all right, guys. So we're finally here at the end. As you can see here, got her all painted up nice. We did that. A little bit of smudgerinos on there, but what are you gonna do? I mean, it's looking really good. I'm super happy with it. All that's left to do now is just we gotta vacuum the top here, and then I'm gonna take it over to my mom, and she's gonna be stoked probably, I think. She just thinks it's like the worst thing you can imagine. She's like, oh, it's garbage, yeah, but I love it, honey, yeah. And it just ends up in the fire, right? What are you gonna do? So that's basically it. That's how you build yourself a cat ramp, right? I hope you enjoyed, and be sure to like, favorite, and scuba dive this stuff, right? Because it's helping out the channel. I mean, dude, he spit. God. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that, guys. I'll see you next time. Ouch.
Don't scratch it.
Oh, yeah. Like, favorite, subscribe. God, it looks like a 4-year-old made this. Yes. I'm just wearing the same shirt for 2 days. Come on, bud. Oh, he's spitting everywhere. God. Man, that's just a hot mess right there, eh? Too many things going on.